Hello, good afternoon sa lahat. It's me, Randy. Today is April 24, 2024. Um, sa ngayon ay meron lang po akong gustong i-share sa inyo isa na namang topic na I hope hindi po kayo ma-offend dahil hindi po yun ang aking objective. Kung hindi, nais ko lang mag-share ng isang bagay na depende sa inyo kung i-take nyo ito as a positive or negative message. Yun po. So, ang pag-uusapan natin is all about the parallels between Mosiah chapter 11 and post-Joseph Smith era. Ano ba ang nangyari sa panahon ni Zeneph at nung mamatay siya, palitan siya ni King Noah at yung nangyari kay Joseph Smith at nung mamatay siya, pinalitan ni Brigham Young, ano ang nangyari? Anong pagkakahalintulad sa dalawang ito? Okay, let's all remember na si King Zenith was a righteous Nephites. Mula sila sa land of Zarahemla na pumunta ng land of Nephi para mamuhay doon dahil sa agreement nila sa government ng mga Lamanites ay nakuha nila yung land of Nephi, namuhay sila doon and pinamunuan ni King Zenith ang mga Nephites righteously. So isa siyang mabuting leader. Si Joseph Smith naman, sa panahon niya, he led the saints in righteousness. Tinuruan niya sila ng pure doctrine of Christ. Sa katunayan sa Kirtland, kung saan magiging place of gathering sana yun para ma-establish ang Zion, ay tinuruan niya ang mga members on how to prepare yung kanilang mga sarili para ma-establish yung Zion. So, between these two leaders, ang pagkakahalintulad nila ay pareho silang righteous leader. Now, nung mamatay si King Zenith, which is a righteous king, pinalitan siya ng anak niya si King Noah na nung namatay sa panahon ni King Noah, he introduced and promote plural marriage among his people. Ang sabi sa Mosiah chapter 11 verse 2, "For behold, he did not keep the commandments of God, but he did walk after the desires of his own heart. And he had many wives and concubines, and he did cause his people to commit sin, and do that which was abominable in the sight of the Lord. Yea, and they did commit whoredoms and all manner of wickedness." So yun yung nangyari, nung pinalitan ni King Noah si Zenith, nag-umpisa siyang i-introduce ang plural marriage or yung polygamy among his people. Nung mamatay naman si Joseph Smith, Brigham Young publicly introduced the polygamy or plural marriage. Sinabi niya pa nga sa Journal of Discourses, Volume 3, page 266 at saka sa page 269, sinabi niya, "Now if any of you would deny the plurality of wives and continue to do so, I promise you that you will be damned. The only men who become gods, even the sons of gods, are those who enter into polygamy." So ito yung tinuro ni Brigham Young, na hindi ka magiging Diyos kung hindi ka mag-practice ng polygamy. Although at this current time, itong tinuro ni Brigham Young is no longer accepted by the church. Ito ay dinenounce ng church as a false doctrine. Si President Gordon B. Hinckley, nung ini-interview siya ni Larry King, sinabi niya doon na ito ay um, hindi magandang gawain. Yung sinabi niya, panoorin nyo na lang, hindi ko maalala yung exact words na sinabi niya. So, compared kay King Noah and kay Brigham Young, nung palitan nitong dalawang ito, ang si King Zenith, ni King Noah, and si Brigham Young, si Joseph Smith, ay pareho silang nag-introduce ng plural marriage sa kanilang mga tao. Now, siguro sa mga member ng church, iniisip hindi, ang plural marriage in-introduce ni Joseph Smith. Well, sorry to say na hindi po nagturo si Joseph Smith ng polygamy. In fact, lahat ng kanyang private and public statement ay opposite sa polygamy. So, wala po kayong makikitang records ni Joseph Smith na nagtuturo siya ng polygamy, publicly and privately. Ngayon, kung gusto niyo maintindihan yung history ng polygamy, bakit ko sinasabi na hindi nagturo si Joseph Smith, isasama ko sa video na to yung link ng ginawa kong video presentation kung bakit si Joseph Smith ay hindi nag-practice ng polygamy. Pinakita ko doon yung mga original documents and records na nagpapatunay na si Joseph Smith, he never practiced polygamy. He denied it all his life and wala siyang itinuro na polygamy maski sa private or public na mga pagtuturo niya. Okay? Now, punta tayo sa imposition of tithing. Okay? Si King Noah, right after na maging king siya, pinalitan niya yung righteous king na ama niya na si King Noah, he imposed a heavy tax of 20% on his people for his personal benefit and to support his lavish lifestyle. Makikita natin yan sa Mosiah chapter 11 verse 3 to 4. Si Brigham Young naman, nung mamatay si Joseph Smith at palitan niya at ng Quorum of the 12, minandate nila, agad nilang minandate ang lahat ng members na mag-tithing. Katulad sa ginawa ni King Noah nung mamatay si King Zeneph at palitan niya. Noong August 15, 1844, sa unang sulat ni Brigham Young at ng Quorum of the 12, ang sabi dyan, the Quorum of the 12 issued a proclamation to all saints stating that immediately all members must pay tithing, defined for the first time as 10% of income instead of increase. Sa panahon kasi ni Joseph Smith, ang tithing ay ibinibigay yun ng diretso sa mga mahihirap at hindi po iniuutos ang tithing sa mga mahihirap. Ang tithing po ay para lang sa may mga sobra or surplus or interest. Hindi po yun iniuutos sa mga mahihirap na member ng church. Pero nung mamatay si Joseph Smith, iniutos po ni Brigham Young na lahat ng members ay kailangang mag-tithing. So as you can see, yan ang pagkahalintulad ni Brigham Young at saka ni King Noah. As you can see, pareho silang balbasarado, pareho medyo mataba, parang magkamukha nga sila, di ba? Okay. Construction of lavish building. Bukod sa inimpose ni King Noah ang 20% tax sa mga tao, using the wealth obtained from the taxation to build elegant, spacious building. So gamit yung 20% tax na hiningi sa mga tao, yun ang ginamit niya para mag-build siya ng mga naggagandahang mga buildings. Sa Mosiah chapter 11, verse 8 to 12, sinabi, "And it came to pass that King Noah built many elegant and spacious buildings, and he ornamented them with fine work of wood, and of all manner of precious things, of gold, and of silver, and of iron, and of brass, and of zeph, and of copper." So, ituloy nyo na lang. Check nyo na lang sa Book of Mormon, Mosiah chapter 11, verse 8 to 12. So, gamit ang pera na binabayad ng mga tao from 20% tax na suportahan ni King Noah na magtayo ng napakaraming magagandang buildings, mga spacious buildings. While si Brigham Young at ang church nang mamatay si Joseph Smith, the church utilized tithing funds to construct grandiose edifices reflecting Noah's actions. So katulad ng ginawa ni Noah, ganun din po ang ginawa ng church. Nag-build sila ng maraming magagarang temples. If you compare yung situation natin ngayon sa time ni Joseph Smith, si Joseph Smith, bago sila mag-build ng temple, nakaka-receive sila ng revelation from the Lord, instructing them kung ano ang design, saan nila i-build yung temple. Mababasa natin yan sa Doctrine and Covenants. So nakaka-receive ng revelation si Joseph Smith pagdating sa pagtatayo ng temple. Sa panahon natin ngayon, ina-announce lang sa conference kung saan mag-build ng temple without revelation. Hindi pinapakita sa atin kung ito ba ay utos ng Diyos na mag-build ng temple sa ganitong lugar, at kung meron, asaan ang revelation. At kung merong revelation, ano ang design na gusto ng Diyos pagdating sa paggawa ng temple sa isang location. Bukod sa templo, nagtayo rin tayo ng mga malls, nagtayo tayo ng conference center na napakaganda gamit ang tithing funds ng tao, nagtayo ng mga hotels, nagtayo ng kung ano-ano. So, ganun ang ginawa natin sa church, similar sa ginawa ni King Noah nung palitan niya si King Zenith. Ang sumunod ay yung deception and support of iniquity. Si King Noah, nung palitan niya si King Zenith, King Noah and his priest deceived their people with vain and flattering words, leading them to unknowingly support iniquity. So siguro magagaling ito sa sales talk si King Noah at ang kanyang mga priest. Siguro ang aamo ng mga mukha nito na parang hindi makabali ng kamote. Kaya gamit ang kanilang mga flattering words, siguro may hilig ito mag I love you 3 times a day, mga I love you, mga ganun siguro, ano? So kaya yung mga tao ay lumambot ang mga puso, nagbayad sila ng 20% tax without knowing na yung binabayad nilang 20% tax ay sinusuportahan nila ang kasamaan or iniquity. Okay, si Brigham Young naman at ang church is majority of the member is unaware of the corruptions of the top leadership, contributed tithing to support leaders who engage in practices contrary to their beliefs. 2 years ago, kung hindi po kayo aware, ang church was fined by the Securities and Exchange Commission $500 million dahil sa fraud. O kung hindi nyo alam yan, i-google nyo lang, dadahan-dahanin ko. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, fined LDS Church 5 million. O i-type nyo yan sa Google, lalabas na yan. Maski sa website ng Securities and Exchange Commission, in-explain nila doon yung reason bakit nila finine ang church ng $5 million. It is because of fraud. Do members of the church knows about this? No, they don't know. So yan yung ginagawa natin, nagbabayad tayo ng tithing without knowing na we are supporting iniquity in the church. Similar sa nangyari kay King Noah at sa mga tao niya noon. Indulgence and riotous living. Si King Noah, I'm sorry, nagtunog Bisaya na tayo. But anyway, si King Noah, nung mamatay nung palitan niya yung ama niya na si King Zenith, King Noah and his priest living extravagantly, indulging in riotous living. Mosiah chapter 11 verse 14 ang sinabi, And it came to pass that he placed his heart upon his riches, and he spent his time in riotous living with his wives and his concubines, and so did also his priests spend their time with harlots. While si Brigham Young at ang current leadership in the church, similarly, top leaders of the church in the post-Joseph Smith era were living a luxurious lifestyle with good living allowances and financial benefits, mirroring the actions of Noah and his cohorts. So katulad ng ginawa ni Noah, ang mga current leaders ng church mula kay Brigham Young ay namumuhay ng masagana gamit ang pera ng mga members ng church mula sa tithing. Kung hindi po natin alam, ang mga general authorities ng church ay nakaka-receive po ng living allowances. Ngayon, so hindi kasi nagpa-practice naman sila ng law of consecration. I'm sorry to tell you, wala pong nagpa-practice ng law of consecration sa top leadership ng church. In fact, sila po, in-exempt na po nila ang kanila mga sarili sa pagbabayad ng tithing simula pa nung palitan ni Brigham Young si Joseph Smith. Okay? Next, ano ang parallel uulitin natin para lang magkaroon tayo ng clear understanding sa presentation na to. Si King Noah, noong palitan niya si King Zenith, nag-introduce siya ng polygamy. While si Brigham Young, nung palitan niya si Joseph Smith, nag-introduce din siya publicly ng polygamy. What a coincidence. Si King Noah nag-impose ng 20% tax, while si Brigham Young at ang 12 apostles mandated members to pay tithing. Si King Noah nag-build ng elegant and spacious building, same with Brigham Young in the church. build elegant and spacious buildings coming from the tithing of the people. See King Noah, they deceive their people with vain and flattering words. Same with what is happening now, started with Brigham Young and the current leadership of the church. They are deceiving the members with their vain and flattering words. We saying, "I love you" 3 times a day, blah blah blah. All is well in Zion. I'm sorry kung ma-offend po kayo dito, ano, but it's not my objective to offend you. It is what is happening now in our current situation. The Book of Mormon is written for our day. Okay, ano man po ang mababasa natin sa Book of Mormon, it is because the Lord, even Moroni said, that He saw our time. Nakita niya yung panahon natin. And then, King Noah living extravagantly, indulging in riotous living. Same with what is going on with the top leadership of the church. They are living extravagantly, indulging in riotous living. Meron po silang living allowances na walang kaalam-alam ang majority sa mga members ng church. At ang living allowances po nila ay doble sa kung magkano ang kinikita ng median income sa United States. Ang median income kasi sa United States, lalo na sa Utah, 50 to 70,000 US dollars, mamumuhay ka na komportable. Yung ating mga general authorities and top leaders of the church are receiving double sa median income ng mga Amerikano. So, well, I'm sorry to tell you na ganito po ang situation, but whether you like it or not, the Book of Mormon is written for our day. As you can see, yung nangyari kay King Noah para sa akin is actually a prophecy na mangyayari sa panahon natin sa ngayon. History repeats itself. Maraming salamat and God bless everyone.